Welcome to the Reunion Podcast, a fictional, imaginative story about an aging Beatles fan. This is the sixth and last episode, which is called The Reunion. Again, I have to give you a little disclaimer that this is a work of fiction. Any names or characters, businesses or places, events or incidents are fictitious. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. In the previous episode, Widlowski and his friends figured out how to blackmail Haritonov and decided to stage the reunion concert of the Schmeedles against all odds. Widlowski and Beata walked onto the stage at the same university auditorium, now old and dilapidated, where their friends, their old Schmeedles band, were setting up the equipment brought from Jean's secret apartment. A whole front wall was missing and opened up to a grass lawn. They walked up to stand in a straight line a few yards inside of the missing wall and glanced over. Jean sat at his drum set twirling his Ludwig drumsticks. Adam stood behind his keyboard inspecting it closely. Vladislav held up his bass guitar, grinning from ear to ear as he pantomimed playing it already. Jana simply shook her head and chuckled while she finished tuning her guitar.
I think I walked into the wrong century.
Widlowski smiled as he helped her step over the holes in the floor and multiple cables towards the microphone stand. She reached out hesitantly and touched it. Widlowski walked over to stand beside her, holding up the set list he wrote down for Beata and everyone.
Drew up our set list. You need lyrics too? I'll just need a couple of hours to write down a few copies.
Let me see. No problem.
Widlowski agreed, picking up his guitar and walking over to the edge of the stage. He smiled to himself as students already started to gather around in the lawn stretching towards the riverbank, some even pointing at them as they murmured their confusion to those around them.
This is a terrible idea, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And 1 and 2.
Enough. Widlowski, ready?
There was a moment of silence. Then he simply held his guitar in his hands, weighing it. The power of the instrument, of all their instruments, and the music that they had set out to play today was intense. It had brought them together when they had all felt lost and alone. No matter their differences or quirks, it had held them until the bitter end. However, Widlowski realized something. It had only been the beginning.
1, 2, hold on. Hop, 2, 3, 4.
Widlowski strummed the first few chords from the third part of the medley, You Never Give Me Your Money. He wasn't exactly certain why he had started there, most probably because the lyrics which fit the mood perfectly well, and the way the others seamlessly joined in, one by one. He realized that he was right. The famous lyrics followed him everywhere all his life, and never failed to match and exceed his imagination. The grungy opening poured out of the amps. Then came the drums, the bass, the riff, the backup vocals. He heard their voices as they sprung to life, bringing forth the backup vocals. And then, exchanging a glance, Widlowski's voice flowed free.